I grew a brand new YouTube channel from 0 all the way to 1,000 subscribers in under 30 days.
I monetized a fresh YouTube channel in only 30 days.
I monetized my brand new YouTube channel in just 28 days.
What's going on? How are these YouTubers growing so fast, and yet other creators just kind of feel stuck? Well, this is actually becoming a reality for more and more creators all the time. Sometimes taking 30 days or even 28 days or less to reach these goals. A lot of people assume you just have to spend years grinding, but the rules here are being rewritten a little bit. So if you're here to turn your YouTube channel into something that can generate profit, maybe become a job for you one day, then I'm going to help you out. Today we're going to dive into some strategies other channels are using that you can use for reaching monetization fast, even if you're starting from 0. The first step, as usual, is finding a niche that serves your goal. However, I'm not going to go into the general advice of just picking something you're passionate about, because you're here on a mission. It is completely valid and you should be doing something you're passionate about, but let's dig in a bit more. You need to be asking yourself a few questions. Number one being, is this niche you're about to go into profitable? Not all niches are created equal. Let's say you have a goal of earning $100 per video. With a CPM of $7 per 1,000 views, you would need 14,000 to 15,000 views. But if you were making $21 per 1,000 views, you would only need 5,000 views per upload, which is a goal that is probably a little more doable, right? The second thing you need to ask yourself is this a popular niche? Your niche is basically the audience that's going to be interested in what you're talking about. So the larger the audience, the more money, right? So what would the popular YouTubers do? Well, someone like Mr. Beast would make a video titled Ages 1 to 100 Fight for $500,000. By doing this, he's essentially relating to everyone who likes money who happens to be between the ages of 1 and 100 years old. This is how big YouTubers are growing fast. It's because they increase their TAM, or total addressable market. They're looking to reach a much larger potential audience, which can give them exponentially more views than smaller channels. 3 is, how saturated is this niche? What if millions of other creators are getting billions of views on the topic you're in? Do you compete in this really crowded space, or do you pick something that's a little less saturated? It's not impossible to break through, but if you're dead set on that really competitive niche, I would encourage you to carve out a smaller sub-niche in that big topic. Basically become a big fish in a small pond by specializing. For example, instead of just covering all of fitness, you might do a channel about specifically CrossFit. It's not about just less competition here either. A highly targeted audience is more likely to engage with you because you're speaking very specifically to their very direct interests. And finally, the fourth question, ask yourself this: do you feel like there is room to grow within this niche? Now, this doesn't just include being able to generate basically endless ideas for this niche that you're about to enter. Nothing's worse than running out of ideas 1 year into your YouTube journey, right? But can you also monetize this content outside of YouTube by using things like affiliate links or brand deals, sponsorships, things like that? AdSense does not and should not be the only way that you are looking to make money with a YouTube channel. Having said all of that, I still maintain that it's mega important to have a passion in what you're actually talking about if you want to even make any money or get any views. Because topics you already care about tend to be a lot easier to infiltrate, right? You already know the lingo. You can get in that community because you are very familiar with it. This will also help you avoid burnout. But finding the perfect niche won't just be the magic bullet, right? You still need to generate views. But there's actually a strategy you can lean into for getting a lot more views than you're probably used to getting right now. The biggest channels on YouTube aren't just randomly throwing ideas at the walls to see what sticks, and then they just happen to always get over 1 million views. No. They are following a very specific blueprint. Let's go back to Mr. Beast's channel. It's obvious that he struck gold, literal gold, with this $1 versus $1 million series he's been doing. So what I want you to do is hit up the YouTube search bar and then type in $1 versus $1,000. Scroll down and look at the insane view counts on these videos. 5.7 million, 19 million, 5.2 million. And it's not just Mr. Beast. Let's check out Ryan Trahan's channel. For a while now, he's been doing this I Tested 1-star reviews series. Millions of views all over the place yet again. Other household names like Eric are using this strategy as well. Trust me, even though it feels like only the pro YouTubers can do this, you can as well. Once you find videos in your niche that have had that viral success, you can make videos kind of modeled after them, right? You're just starting out here, so the expectation shouldn't be for millions of views just like them. But what if you got 10,000 views when you're used to getting 1,000? What if you managed to get 100,000 views when you're used to getting 10,000 views? Putting some intent behind the research you're doing and the content you're making will for sure get you monetized a lot faster, and you could do this even within a month's time. Be careful though, because we're not trying to copy these ideas. It's about taking something that resonates with you and then making it your own. If we jump back to the $1 versus however many thousands of dollars example again, we can see something interesting. They're all using the same formula, but let's dissect the thumbnails. The elements that stand out the most here is Mr. Beast on the left, and then the object on the right, the gold car, has been scaled up so that it takes up 2/3 of the thumbnail. Let's look at Nick's thumbnail with over 5.7 million views. Nick's face also on the left, but he's changed a few things up. He made sure to include that iconic gold, right? But he's put it in the background. The other main object in the thumbnail has been blown up real nice and big. You have the steak, but then this really recognizable element of the Salt Bay. Recognizable elements alone are great to use, but the more important lesson here is that an idea was taken and then turned into something that was unique to them. Now, increasing your impressions and your click-through rate is definitely a fast track to monetization, but it's also not enough. We need to be working on the retention in your videos because you have to hit 4,000 hours of watch time. Alan Sultanic is a famous copywriter, known for sharing unconventional and effective copywriting and marketing strategies. One of his best secrets to hooking viewers could also help you go viral. It's called assumptive questions. The key here is to put yourself in the viewer's shoes. Anticipate what questions or objections they might have and then settle those right away. This makes the viewer feel more understood and inclined to hear you out. For example, in this video, I said that I'm not going to just tell you that you should be passionate about your niche. We're going to go a bit deeper. A lot of our viewers have by now heard us say a million times, be passionate about your niche, and they want more information on that. So I'm immediately assuming they're going to say, ugh, I already know this, and I'm trying to quell their fears right out of the gate. Let's look at this retention graph. The biggest drop off here happens in the first 30 seconds of the video. I bet your videos could look similar to this in some cases, and the goal here is to try and remedy this drop off as much as you can in that first 30 seconds. The less drop off you have here, the longer people will stick through a video. Just a 10 to 20% increase could be the difference between a video that flops and a video that completely explodes. So your hook should satisfy a viewer's curiosity from their click back on the title and thumbnail, and that should happen right away. You could tease some exciting moments coming up later in the content, or you can maybe open a loop by asking a question and promising you're going to answer it in a little while. And what a lot of small channels don't know is that you can use that script writing technique of opening loops over and over again throughout your entire video to keep people hooked. Close a loop, open another one right away. And then the ending is just as important as the intro to your video. What you do not want to do is make it feel like your video is ending at any point. It should kind of come as a surprise. The reason we do this is so that we can seamlessly transition a viewer from one video to the next video. If you start to do a really long outro and people start to assume your video is ending, they're going to click off way before you get to that part where you're like, hey, please subscribe or please watch my next video. It increases your watch time, and it creates, hopefully, a binge session because people continue to just watch video after video on your channel. This is especially great for new viewers who, after a short binge of your channel, will for sure get your next upload in their feed whether they've subscribed or not. The more times people come back, the faster you get monetized. Another thing you can do is analyze your video's performance after the fact. Was your click-through rate lower than normal? Well, look into that a little bit. Maybe you can make some adjustments in the next thumbnail you make for a video that can hopefully raise it a bit. Also, you want to examine your audience retention graph, and I would wait maybe like 2 days after the video is uploaded so you get a nice sample size. You need to try and find where people are exiting your video, and if it's happening in that first 30 seconds, you have got to learn from those mistakes. This isn't easy, and it happens to us still too, but we're always trying to improve. But look closely, identify where people start to drop off, and then try and ask yourself questions as to why they might have left. You can also look for spikes where it shows people are rewatching segments of your video. Maybe there's something really interesting there and you could pick up some tips for your next video. And once you get monetized, there's some very interesting things that happen. If you want to know what those are and how to tackle them, then you're going to want to watch this video right here because we'll go into some more details.